Let's go ahead and call it. You ready? Let's go ahead and call our public works meeting to order. Looks like we do have a quorum. Everybody's here. If you would, everybody look through reviewed the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as they are? Motion by Presley. Have a second by Carmen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to discussion items. First thing under discussion items is solid waste roll-off rentals.
Okay, I passed out a little handout about what we talked about and what Mr. Gully wanted at the last meeting. The middle of the page is that run that we filled up the truck, drove it to Smith County, emptied the load, and brought it back, filled the truck back up. It held 6 gallons of fuel and 34 miles. The truck was there 12 minutes. It was gone less than an hour, about 49, 52 minutes, something like that, depending on whether or not you want to count the fuel. So the driver's at $18 an hour. I should have had more totals down here. We've been in the park literally all day long today. We were talking about reducing the first time rental for somebody tearing down a house being the normal rate of $345, and every can after that on the same house is going to be $150 per trip. And I know he wanted some numbers, so this is something I got him.
Approximately how long does it take to would a driver be sitting there for a load? Is that 1 hour? That 1 hour is there and back. We've
got one truck running. By the time he gets back, the other can is loaded. He looks at it and goes, we're never sitting anymore than longer than it takes to swap the can.
I mean, just looking at numbers here, guys. I don't know what anybody else is saying. So if I heard this right, it's roughly $75. We pay $75. I think you told us we pay 2 tons of the dump. Is that correct? We cover 2 tons of that first dump.
No. 345 is included in the first 2 tons at $70, $72. We charge them $45 a ton. Anything over those 2 tons, when they go over, it's $45 a ton of them. We're paying $37.
Right. So we don't pay the first 2 tons on those secondary loads?
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just on the first set.
First set, they pay tonnage on all the rest of
it. So what was you recommending, or what you brought up in our last meeting? You just wanted to lower it from 345?
Well, just the initial one would still be the 345. Okay. Every load after that on the same house would be $150. If we went across the street for the same guy the same day, we'd have to restart another reset fee. I mean, I'm trying to keep it as fair for us as I am them, but
That's good.
So what is it now? If you want to go to that, what is it now?
Now it's $345 a can, no matter what.
So if I understood you correctly, the 345 would be first time set. We would pay for 2 tons of that dump, and then each set afterwards would be $150
plus tonnage.
Plus tonnage, all tonnage.
All tonnage.
I think we're at a great number there.
The numbers above that, all you see at the top, you can see packed versus unpacked, and that is with a backhoe. We have our own site now. The backhoe's starting to fail. We put one of those in the budget. That's just giving you an idea of how much money we save when we pack the cans. It's almost double versus being an unpacked can going back and forth to Smith County. We'll have to double our trips.
What's the committee thinking on this? Any more discussion on it?
You said a 1 hour turnaround, correct?
Yeah, I got these 4 runs up top. He was in the landfill a total of 12 minutes each time. And that's all we run. It'll be longer than that if we were hauling class 1, because class 1, there's a bigger backup there with the trucks. So class 3, which is construction demolitions, we're in and out.
So how often are you hauling class 1?
Class 1, we haul usually 2 to 3 front loader trucks a day on Monday, 1 to 2 a day the rest of the week. And then we have compactors go 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
In terms of a home you're tearing down, how often would that be?
Oh, that's class 3. There was usually 6 to 8, average 7.
But that, you said that turnaround's quick, it's not a problem?
Yes, sir. We can usually get a house done in a day.
So you're presenting the 345 first set and the 150 after that set?
Yes, sir.
Those numbers look.
Anybody want to make that a motion and
We'll cover our cost. If I'm looking at those numbers correctly, you're as long as we're putting that piece that is saying that each 150 afterwards would cost the 150 and tonnage.
That's always been the case. Yeah, we can't do it for any less than that.
That's what are we pushing ourselves at that point?
Not really. You can't. I mean, you can count your driver, but he's going to be doing. If he's not doing this, he's going to be painting the barn or weed eating or mowing somewhere. You know, we get better use out of him in a truck.
So does a $200 feel fair, or is 150?
I
as
think
far as you
find
go,
at 150 with the initial cost being that high, and we're making a few dollars a ton on them, plus on each ton that we haul over there anyway. We're paying 37, charging them 45.
Is that a set fee cost?
Yes, sir.
Y'all hearing what he's was asking for? Anybody want to put that in the form of a motion? We still have to, I guess, send it to the whole court with our recommendation from this committee. If not, anybody else want to recommend another figure? Or
did we budget about the increase rate?
I don't think, I don't know that answer. I wouldn't assume we tear down a lot of homes. We're just talking about a home tear down. Here's what we're really just talking about. You feel like, Mr. Sleeve, we can be fine at 150?
Yeah. And I'll tell you another reason we're doing this. This comes up with little sheds and buildings and barns. Brian Crook's doing one right now. He's gonna bring me a load a day until he can rent a roll off. A lot of people are doing that. We'll get a deck when they'd rather rent a can, so.
You feel like 200 would be too high?
It's in your hands. We'll do whatever y'all want to do.
Well, I'm asking why, that number.
Well, I mean, the numbers show that 150 is adequate, and in my opinion, it's fair. But if y'all don't feel like it's fair, we'll do what you want to do.
I'll put in a form of motion that we go with what Mr. Slee's offered to send to the body.
Second.
everybody understand what we're doing here? Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So we will recommend this figure to the county who had to be approved of them.
All right, that is written up with the conversation we had plus tonnage, just making sure that's written that way.
You get
Plus tonnage, yeah, I agree with that.
all right, let's move on to number 2 under solid waste, a new truck.
Bill Brock called me yesterday. He's the Heil body dealer. The truck will be shipped from Mac to Heil this week. He said 45 days the truck should be here. So with any luck, we'll have the truck in 6 weeks.
Everybody else got any?
Is this a roll-off truck? Front loader. Yes. we've been checking on roll-off trucks and trying to get one in the budget. We'll see what happens, but I've been told to order today is 2 years before it gets here, so hopefully we can get it in the budget and get a PO turned in anyway. And we may get lucky and get one before that, but.
Anything else need to be discussed on this? All right, let's move on to discussion item B. Under B, you got one B's parks, under parks pool season.
Well, I know we've got 4 applicants and we may have had some more come in today. I haven't been over there today. One of the kids came in and picked up 4 applications to take to some of his friends. Maybe we can get some more out of that. It's warming up. The warmer weather tends to start bringing them in too. So with any luck, we'll get some more over the next week or two. And hopefully we can find enough openings to get them trained. We're moving forward, but it's not dead set yet.
Can we drop a stack of applicants of applications off over at the blank applications off over at the high school?
Yes, sir.
That same individual you were talking about is coming back to try to get some more tomorrow, and it makes it a little easier if they're already there for him in the office. They can just say, hey, go by and grab it.
I wonder if the principal might make an announcement at something in school there too.
I was gonna give Dr. Coon a call.
Okay.
What is our age limit that we can work with?
15.
15.
Yes.
Well, I've drafted a post for the neighborhood page with your blessing. I'll hit send on it right now. And we'll go to everybody asking basically for any youths in the community that you know of that might like a really cool part-time summer job. Reach out to us for against your deadline. Need your help.
$10 an hour.
How much?
$10 an hour. Yeah. Applications available and must be 15 years old to apply.
So they need to apply. They need to turn them into Tracy up there that works for you, or
Or Miss Scott, the HR lady. She'll take them.
You're saying like an application deadline of April the 14th.
I gotta have them in training by then.
I haven't trained by it. So you want an application deadline by April 10th?
Yeah, at least.
so you need the applications in by April the 10th. You got to have them in training by the 14th.
Right now, that's the last day. What we've been told was April the 14th.
And that's it. Or the training Jimmy Floyd.
Yeah, Jimmy Floyd, last I heard, Jimmy Floyd was booked up.
In Gallatin Civic Center.
Yes, sir.
So what if we don't get the applications? Can we, what are we gonna do? I mean, that's where we stand.
Without the lifeguard, I can't open. I mean,
So we in dire need of lifeguards. We need to get the word out. If anybody's watching this meeting, I mean, I announced it at the county court meeting the other night. I mean, I think the opening the pool is a necessity for this community. I think we need to get it open if any way possible. Has anybody else got any comments or like to say anything about the pool? I mean,
I think we know it's in a dire time. Let's push to try to get some of those applicants in. See if we can get a few more in. You say your minimum number is 14?
yes, sir. Need 15. Last year we had to close a few days because we didn't have enough to cover it at 13.
so what if we just got, can we just do, if we don't get that many, can we look at something, maybe open it at some, or I don't. Let's just hope we can get them in. We have another meeting here pretty quick. Maybe we can get the word out and get that many applicants and try to get that done. Does anybody else know any way we can try to get any get the word out? I know Mark's good at social media, but you posted it. I mean, you've done.
I'll post it again.
Like I said, I'll make a phone call to Dr. Coons tomorrow and see if we can get him on board with us, check us out over there. If we get some applications over there.
So we good. She's good on like managers and assistant managers, and with the lifeguards where we need.
We've only got 2 assistant managers. One of them's a part-time lifeguard.
Maybe
I
Mr.
think
Gully-
2 assistant
I'm working on
managers.
another.
Mr. Gully
Well, we
maybe-
haven't brought her application back yet, so I don't know.
I'll work on another 1 or 2 of those. I've had some show interest, so see what we do.
How's everything else looking for the pool as far as the pool pumps, and I mean, how we looking on?
Everything looks good. We hadn't started pulling it down yet. I mean, it's too early to start adding chemicals and trying to get it running. This will be another year keeping it running. Everything looks good. When we shut it down last year, everything was in good shape. I'm not expecting any hiccups. We winterized it as good as we always do, so I think it'll be in good shape.
So if we can get the lifeguards, get the applicants in, we should be good, and that's the only thing that's throwing us up.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else got anything we need to discuss under the pool season? All righty, let's move on to number 2, our volleyball courts. Mr. Slee, you want to give us a?
Well, we've had several light poles come and go through there, and the ones we still have for the volleyball courts are out behind the shop. We're gonna have to get rid of those. They're old and rotten now, but we closed both volleyball courts to put the basketball courts up. And when Mayor Carmen was in office, we purchased the corner behind the bathroom in between the tennis courts and the bathroom there to put the volleyball courts back up, and that never happened. So with budget around the corner, I didn't know if that was something y'all wanted to look at. I still have the old poles. We'd have to order new nets and get some more telephone poles and sand, but we could probably put them back reasonably inexpensive.
Sure.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it is too. We discussed this here a while, I mean, a year or so ago. I think it's something that's needed. There's a lot of people that use them courts up there, so we put the basketball courts there. And
Yeah.
I grew up in Hansonville. I remember driving down Drake's Creek, 10, 11 o'clock at night in the summer, and people out there playing volleyball.
so what do you think it costs us just to fix the little volleyball court up the roof?
I'd have to price sand and stuff. I don't think it'd be less than any more than $3,500. I don't think sand's that high.
Do I hear a motion that we
So
do
if we can make this motion to let Mr. Slee push this into his budget with a favorable recommendation from this committee.
Second.
any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. All righty, we'll move on to the other, anything other we need to discuss. I was asking him about the cameras. He said they're up and running, and it looks like it's showing a good picture there.
The image looks great that he's got right there. It looks as good as, like I said, a $3,500 to $5,000 camera. The competition was saying that that's the results they're getting out of them, so they're fantastic.
Is there any further update on the courthouse?
No, they've been in and out of there. They're working on it.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody want to bring up under other?
No, like I said, we've been in the park all day yesterday, and today we did most of the finish work yesterday and got all the last of the wooden light poles out of there this morning. So it's getting it back into shape. Hopefully, when they do a little bit of cleanup this weekend, they're talking about having a cleanup this weekend, this Saturday. So
Is that the
yes,
coaches, the work day or?
yes. So hopefully they'll get most of what they need done, and anything we can help them with after that, we'll follow in and try to get it done.
Anybody?
I've had one or two people ask me about the lights around the track. If you got some problems with them, or you know anything about it, I said, I know. I think they just told me, it's dark. So I don't know if someone was out or wasn't working or just the way it's been. I just passing them along.
What time do they turn on?
They're on from 6 to 10 tonight, and then they come on at about 3 in the morning till 6:30 in the morning.
They've been 6 to 10 for a while.
Yeah.
Because I had some calls, I think I contacted you about that. Some individuals in the community were asking, it was getting dark at 5 o'clock at that time before daylight savings hit.
Yeah.
And it was pretty dark on them until 6 o'clock when things hit. So I think that was a part of the issue I'd say, because I did talk to them about that.
We can check the timers again with the over where we had the Little League T-ball and stuff disconnected. And Buckfield 3's press box was disconnected. We did have the power off in there for a little while, so it could be a timer issue. We'll check it in the morning and make sure, but everything should be right.
Thanks, sir.
What about our frisbee golf? Is anybody using it? Did you see, or is it up and
We're getting
going?
some complaints about them. They're in bad spots, in the creek, you know, people overthrow their frisbees, wind up in the creek. They're not willing to play there, so. I don't know.
I've seen some positive things on it as well. We got some kids starting to, you know, look at it and want to know how they can play. Mr. Miller is using starting a club at the middle school as well. He's got some baskets that are just have a solid base where you just move them around and set them up, where it's kind of, you know, like a movable mobile base. Speaking of that, he has also purchased quite a few yellow jacket. I've got some in my office. I'll try to bring them next meeting. Frisbees that he's got purchased through a company that he's willing to, you know, he purchased a bunch to sell, try to get them to the community. They're yellow jackets looking there, some on purple, some on gold with different writing colors on them. But he does have quite a bit of that material that's available to get some folks heading in that direction to try. And he's going to try to put proceeds of that towards some of the upkeep and those pieces of it. That's that committee or that group. His disciples, I believe, is the name.
Is anybody else got anything they need to ask Cliff while we're here under buildings, solid waste, parks?
Only question I got is the windows been replaced at the courthouse, the ones that were out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All righty. We do need to be looking at our calendar to try to come up with another meeting. We need to get it set in a time, because everybody, we sort of got mixed up on 6 or 7 tonight. So let's try to everybody look and see what would be a good date. We need to probably do it sometime. And I say April's calendar is done getting busy, but we need to do it, I guess, around the middle of April.
Sometime right after that 10th.
Yeah, right after the 10th there, yeah. See how we look on them after.
Okay, the 10th is
No, 8th Saturday. Yeah, thank you for being what about that Wednesday?
I like movies.
What date?
The Wednesday 12th.
Wednesday, April the 12th. Is 6 good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure it stays 6.
Yes. That's the reason we changed it last time, because we thought Mark didn't get off at 6.
All right.
Is any public comment? Anybody y'all got anything? All righty, let's before we adjourn, let's go ahead and set the next meeting for the Public Works for Wednesday, April the 12th, 6:00 p.m. Wednesday, April 12th, 6:00, or we won't be getting mixed up. All right, did I hear a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Let Lenny go to church.
Motion, I have a second. Motion by Taylor, second by Gully. All in favor?